was a spring day passing through Colorado ski towns. I had breakfast in Aspen, lunch in Vail, and dinner in Breckenridge. It was off-season in all three, as it was in Telluride, but still a great opportunity to meet people and get a sense of all the places. During breakfast in Aspen, I met a couple who lived about 30 minutes from where I live in Florida. We shared stories and talked about life back home, but from our chairs in Colorado. Road trips and traveling in general are about great riding and awesome sights. But more importantly, it's about the people you meet along the way. Connecting with people on the road is a huge part of what traveling is about. Since Independence Pass was closed, I headed to Vail and decided to stop for lunch. Telluride stood out as a quaint Colorado town. Aspen was beautiful, although all the major brands were on display. Vail had the feel of a European ski town. I liked the feel of Vail. Maybe it was because of all my European travels. The people you meet. A restaurant manager with her 7-month-old baby in her arms as we talked about her life in Vail. A waiter who was originally from Serbia. A bartender who manages to go camping and hiking every weekend. And a local dude with a quiet, cool vibe. We talk travel, Colorado, and a range of topics. Everyone is always eager to share what they know and love. Super energy and a good group. Breckenridge had a lot of unique shops. It was clear that it's a family ski town destination. All 4 Colorado places that I visited had winter and summer seasons that are quite busy. They all offer something unique. I was really grateful to ride through, even for a brief visit. The day started with breakfast in Breckenridge. I knew a big part of the trip was going to be about connecting with people along the way. It had been effortless and every day continued to amaze me. People were friendly, wanted to hear my story, wanted to tell their story, and they were always very encouraging. People along the road that I met were full of positive energy. The bike and the adventure riding suit definitely were great conversation starters. I set out for Rocky Mountain National Park. Leaving Breckenridge, the views were awe-inspiring. It was well into the spring, and people were still skiing at Arapahoe Basin. It was still early in the season, and so many Colorado passes were probably still closed. I went over Loveland Pass, which was an amazing ride and had great expansive views. Time stood still as I enjoyed the day's ride north in Colorado. The scent of the forest, the trees, mountains in all directions, and twisting the throttle for hours brought me closer to Estes, Colorado, and the entrance to the national park. It was a sense of accomplishment arriving at Rocky Mountain National Park. It was something that was envisioned and I was there. The landscape and being in nature were energizing. I took the time just to be there, to be in the moment. Trail Ridge Road was closed, so it wasn't possible to cross the park from east to west. I decided to backtrack south a couple of hours, not too far from where I had started the day. Colorado had been spectacular, and the views majestic. It's a place with countless opportunities to ride and to also immerse yourself in the outdoors. I connected with warm, open, and friendly people who shared their dreams with me and were interested in my story as well. Each day was a new adventure. Tomorrow I would be off to Utah, and my excitement was building. Today I rode from Silverton, Colorado, which was near Breckenridge, to Moab, Utah. Most of the day was on I-70 West, with the last hour on Highway 128 in Utah, which had epic views that say, "You're in Utah." During the long ride on I-70, the wind was gusting and incessant. It came from all directions, which made it hard to predict and difficult work. This was unlike crossing the plains in Oklahoma, where the wind was more or less constant out of the same direction. Here in Colorado and entering Utah, there was no predicting. It was like I was grappling with the wind for hundreds of miles. About an hour from Moab, I exited to take Highway 128 the rest of the way. After a few desolate miles of landscape, the scenery dramatically changed. My senses were saturated, and the views screamed Utah. The formations and colors were bold and vibrant. It was the landscape that you see in the movies, surreal and unique. To see it up close in person and to ride through this incredible introduction to Utah leaves you with a feeling of awe. The millions of years, or billions I suspect, that the planet took to form what you see before your eyes is something to wrap your head around. If this was a precursor to what I was going to experience in the coming days, then I was in for an exciting ride. As I rode into Moab, I reflected on the 12 days of the journey. What really stood out for me were the people along the way. What makes a good ride great? Well, it's the people you meet on the road. Connecting with people, listening to their story, and sharing yours opens up the door to greater empathy, understanding, and hope. When you travel, it's quite easy to be inspired by your surroundings. The landscape, the scenery, and all the beauty this planet offers does leave one with a hopeful feeling as well. I was feeling more connected to my higher self, to the world around me, and I was in the moment. Hey there, fellow travelers. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for coming along on the journey. I'll be posting new episodes pretty regularly, so if you're interested in following along, then I'd be really grateful if you did that YouTube thing. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell down below, and you'll be informed when new stuff is uploaded. If you really like the video, then give it a big thumbs up and feel free to leave a cool comment as well. Thanks for traveling along. I'll see you on the road next time soon on the channel.